What's up, guys? Today I want to talk baits, specifically bladed jigs, chatter baits, spinner baits, and swim jigs. Um, being late summer, going into early fall, the fall transition, uh, these baits are what I'm throwing a lot, whether it be burning them through on a hot day or uh, slow rolling them from deep to shallow. Um, these end up usually getting me the biggest bites. So let's get into it. First, I want to talk about spinner baits. I use spinner baits probably the least out of all of these, out of swim jigs and chatter baits. But they have a specific time and place. Um, dirty water, windy days, I'm gonna throw a spinner bait, right? Even clear water, when there's a lot of wind or a lot of current blowing over water, I'm going to throw a spinner bait. Now this is Northland Tackle. It's their Golden Shiner double willow, or it's got a willow and a I forget what this is. It's not a Colorado. It's between a willow and a Colorado. This is it's a half ounce. This is a big presentation, but in really dirty water so like if I'm fishing the Huron River and it had just rained and it's really windy, like one of those just kind of really busy days on a river system and the current's moving, I'm going to throw this downstream and I'm going to pop it off the bottom and let that current just kind of take it, and I'm going to pull it through that current. You're almost kind of doing like a loop, and you're just letting that blade go and let it fall, let the current take it, pulling it up, let the blade. And if you're running it parallel to like a grass line or the front edge of like some lily pads, they will annihilate this thing. This is one of the first spinner baits I ever bought. I also want to talk about trailers. I have all my plastics that I use for jigs and whatnot. And something like this, I am going to put this guy. This is Berkeley. I forget. I'm sorry. I know this is stupid. I forget what bait this is, but when you see this, look for the tail. It's Berkeley Max Scent. I just forget the actual name, but this like Golden Shiner mixed with this, this thing gets annihilated. It's a great bait. So moving on. If the water's less than like 6 inches of visibility, I'm gonna throw, this is another Northland Tackle, but it's a chartreuse. It's almost like a bluegill perch color, double willow. I'll throw this, and same thing. I'll burn this next to some type of cover, pull it up through the current. If it's on a lake and it's a really windy day, I'll fish this deeper because it's got that chartreuse in it, and I'll just throw a grub on this, little curly tail grub worm. And this thing is like a pike magnet, right? I've also caught some decent sized smallmouth on this as well. And then if the fish are being finicky, I'll throw this little guy. So willow, Colorado, black grub trailer. And this is like a baby version of that. Northland tackle. This is a 1/4 ounce spinnerbait. And because this has a smaller hook presentation and it's a lot lighter, you can kind of burn this through a grass line or throw it into cover as opposed to running it on the outside of it. And then on a clearer day, on a calmer day, this is a Ducket spinnerbait, double Colorado. So this has a lot more thump. The skirt is huge on this thing. So I will end up pairing this with like a Kitech paddle tail or the Crush City Mare on the back of it. And this thing, there's more thump with the Colorado, so you can really burn this thing and make some noise on a windy day, but I'm gonna fish this in a lot clearer of water. So, and then I have this guy. This is a Lunker Hunt spinnerbait. You can fish this in darker water too, but I will fish this double willow in like the morning or late evening in shallower water, calmer water, and I will have this thing in the top of the water column and almost letting those blades hit the top of the water like a buzz bait, but it's not making as much noise as a buzz bait. And I will put sometimes a craw on the back of this, but I will put it sideways so it almost has that bluegill tail presentation. Right? So let's move on to chatterbaits now. Chatterbaits are my favorite bait. They're the first bait I learned how to use. They're the first bait that I learned to understand on like reaction strikes from a fish. And I just think that you can fish a chatterbait all year round. You can fish it in any type of water. I think they're the greatest thing invented, and they work. So let's start, since we're already talking about dirty water. Well, here, every bass fisherman needs this. This is a green pumpkin, just a straight green pumpkin, Z-Man jackhammer. This is the just the regular size jackhammer, just straight green pumpkin. Everyone needs just a straight green pumpkin bladed jig. It doesn't have to be a jackhammer. I know they're on the more expensive side, but this will work in any situation, right? I'm gonna fish this in clearer water, maybe a windier day. This is for no matter where you are in the country. Green pumpkin. And I have the Strike King Rage Bug on the back of it. And I have it sideways so it gives it that like kind of bluegill looking presentation when it's going through the water, right? This is always with me, always. This will always end up in the water every time I go out. So Moving on from that, another one I think everyone should have is a black and blue presentation. Black and blue, green pumpkin, kind of interchangeable, but I like having both. This is not the jackhammer. Close second to me. It's a little bit cheaper. I think get them out the door for like $15. Is the Z-Man Evo chatterbait. And get the tungsten. You might as well. It sinks faster, but you don't have to. And even the regular one, not the tungsten Evo, I think they're $10. It's a great price. They have so many colors. The actual jig head itself, great looking eyes. It's a great blade on it. And on the back of this, I have a Guggen. I forget the actual name of the craw, but it's a Guggen craw. So, and same thing. I got it sideways, give it that kind of, bluegill presentation when it's pulling through the water column. Same thing. I'll use this on a, more, this I'm going to throw in deeper or muddier water. The green pumpkin I'm going to use when it's clear, fish are pickier, right? Something that's going to blend in. Moving on from that, another one you're going to want is like a shad presentation. So this is another jackhammer, but this is the baby jack. So I'm going to throw this in clear water, calmer conditions, and when fish are a little bit pickier, right? It's a smaller presentation, not as much thump. It's a little bit lighter of a bait, but still it's just that profile just looks so much like a shad. It's not going to scare the fish away, and you can burn this thing. This is another one of those baits that you can fish all year round and anywhere. It's just a natural color presentation. Works very well in clear water. On the back of it, I have a 4-inch Kitech paddle tail. Right? So, those three, these two, I feel like, even if you go just straight white, green pumpkin, some form of like just white and silver, or just all white shad, I would start with these two if you're just getting into bladed jigs. If you can't find just a straight green pumpkin, another good bet to get is like a bluegill kind of or like a perch colored one. This is another Evo, chatterbait Evo, tungsten head, and it's got the orange bottom, green pumpkin on the top. So this I will fish like springtime when craws are like turning that orangish red, and you're fishing like a red crankbait. And I will pair this one with the Yamamoto Zako. I forget what this bait is. It's like a Zako. It's their version of a chatterbait trailer. But yeah, I will basically put this like that, match the orange up, and this kind of comes off as like a perch in the water. And we're getting to that time where, perch are getting big. This is perfect for like right now. Or get yourself like a bluegill colored one. This is a great one too to have. And then for my when I really want to burn something, I have this 1/8 ounce Z-Man. This is like a baby version of even smaller than the baby jack. This is an 1/8 ounce bladed jig, and I have this is the Crush City. I forget what this bait is. Look for that tail. And what I'll do with this is I will burn this as fast as I can, and then let it sink. And it basically will hunt like this. And then that tail is moving like that through the water, and it looks like a fish is feeding. You just hop it, burn it, hop it, burn it, burn it. This is also great in like rivers when you got current, you're pulling it through current. But also I will use this when fish are finicky, when they're deeper, and I'll throw this out and pull it up a drop off and let it kind of hunt the drop off. So this is good to have. Good chartreuse and white. It's a good color to have. Then really quick, I just want to talk about a few custom colors I have. These are custom bladed jigs. They're made by my friend. So I have like a blue and yellow. I'm not really... I'm not gonna lie, I never really use this one. It's cool though. My favorite custom one that I have though is this one. So it's like brown. It's got this brown jig head on it, and then brown and white skirt with this purple flake in it. And then I put the X Zone 3.25 muscle back craw on the back of it. So it matches that brown. It has purple flake in it. It just looks, I don't even know what this would emulate. I guess I don't know. But it works. I don't know what they think it is, but it's just such a cool little looking bait. One of the eyes fell off, or just from getting bit. But I think this is my favorite chatterbait. It does not work all the time. I might want to try having a different type of trailer on it to make it look more like a craw, but I love this thing. This is my favorite. It's my favorite bait. I have an all white. Another good brand, really quick. I have two of them right here. Is the Copperhead bladed jigs. So I have like a golden shiner, smallmouth, and just like the spinner bait we were talking about, I will put like a one of those Berkeley minnows on the back of this. It kind of looks like a golden shiner, right? It's got gray, and this is good, like something I'd throw on like St. Clair, fishing for smallmouth. Or you could put like a perch on the back of it, like a paddle tail. Another good one is these little Kitech paddle tails. It's like their smallmouth. This pairs really well together. Yeah, and then obviously I have the all white Copperhead. These are cheap. They're great. Huge eyes. They have these BBs in the front, so it really knocks when it's thumping through the water. This is a good one too. These little X Zone minnows. They have like these kind of teardrop tails. I will put that on the back like that. Alright, so that is it for bladed jigs. So let us talk about swim jigs now. Right? So swim jigs are very important all year round. I think my favorite one It's probably this one. This is a Strike King. And not my favorite one, but this works in a lot of situations. So it's like a shad color with this red bottom. Look like, you know, the fish is injured. And then I have a Kitech 4-inch shad paddle tail on the back. This is a great swim jig to just pull through the water column and just fish it like you're reeling it in. You pull this from deep to shallow or vice versa, this will get bit. We'll go through the paddle tail swim baits, and then we'll go through the craw swim baits because I kind of treat them differently. So then I have a custom salmon trout, rainbow trout colored one. Looks like a little, and this is the Lost Creek paddle tail. This is custom made by my buddy. This thing's great. I don't get to really use this thing because I'm not fishing a lot of places that have trout and salmon, but it's good to have. Then I have the 6th Sense. This is like a bluegill colored swim bait. This is a 1/2 ounce. And then on the back, I have another Kitech. This is like a 5-inch paddle tail on the back. And really, I mean, it doesn't matter. What I do when I go to the tackle shop is if I'm looking for a bladed jig or I'm looking for a swim bait, I pick the swim bait out that I think I need for whatever it is I'm going to use it for. And then I go and I pick the plastics out. Or vice versa. You're like, oh man, I want those paddle tails. Let me and then go match the bladed jig, right? You want to match the trailer to what you're putting it on, right? So, and then last but not least, another custom, just kind of green and black chartreuse, and then I have a Kitech. Kitechs are my favorite paddle tails. I never use this thing anymore because I cut the weed guard on it like an idiot and I ruined it. So I never use this thing anymore. But yeah, those are my paddle tails. And then now for the craws. So these are like my pitching jigs. So 6 Sense, 1/2 ounce, purple, black, and blue. And then I have the Candy Grass D-Bomb on the back of it. So that beaver style bait. And I will pitch this into grass and what have you. This is like a heavier, I'm going to use heavier line on this. And I'm going to throw this into the shit. Then I have a football head jig. Green pumpkin, blue. And then on the back I have a Yamamoto Yamabug craw. And this is for dragging on the bottom. And fish are really not biting. This is something I'm going to let it sit. Not even hopping it off the bottom, really. You're just pulling it. Maybe hop it a little bit to get those claws moving. And then last but not least, I can say that this is my favorite of all of them. This is the Dirty Jigs. Hold on, we're all tangled up. From Dirty Jigs, straight green pumpkin with the red eyes, and I got the X Zone Adrenaline Craw green pumpkin on the back. this thing is a beast in the water. Just like the bladed jig, you can use this in any application. Normally throwing this into heavier cover, and I'm fishing it along the bottom. I'm going to use this when a bladed jig is too noisy, right? So I love this thing. It's a big presentation, but big presentations get big bites. This is where it's at. This stays on my rod. I fish it every time I go out. And then lastly, speaking of dirty jigs, we have another from Dirty Jigs. This is like a bluegill color, and on the back of it I have the baby D-bomb. So this is more of a same scenario as, you know, having like a big fat beaver tail presentation, but it's smaller profile. I'm going to be aiming at fish that are more finicky with this, and I'm just letting it dive and pulling it up, letting it dive. And because it's a little bit lighter, I can pull it through weeds a little easier. Dirty Jigs, best jig company. I recommend them to anyone. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Those are my baits. These are super important. A lot of these I'm using 20-pound P-line zero fade braid in their electric green with a 10 to 15 pound fluoro leader. And yeah, those are my options. Some good trailers for jigs. The D-bomb. This is the El Diablo color. It doesn't matter what match color. Doesn't matter what I say. Match your trailer color to the jig, right? But the D-bomb, great chatterbait, great swim jig color or plastic. D-bomb. I got a few of them. Put the Yum Frog on the back. The Pit Boss from Berkeley, right? And the Rage Buck from Strike King. Another good one to put on the back of one of those jigs, like a pitching jig, is the Woolly Bug from Yum. Yeah, thank you.